The inmate who killed serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer, Christopher Scarver, who has schizophrenia, said one of the reasons he attacked him was that Dahmer shaped his prison food into mini sculptures resembling human limbs. The chilling truth behind Jeffrey Dahmer's prison death. When Jeffrey Dahmer, one of America's most notorious serial killers, was sentenced to 16 life terms in prison in 1992, many believed he would spend the rest of his days quietly behind bars. But just 2 years later, on November 28, 1994, his life was violently cut short by a fellow inmate named Christopher Scarver. At first, the story was reported as a sudden prison attack, an unstable inmate lashing out. But over the years, Scarver revealed disturbing details that shed new light on why he chose to kill Dahmer, and the truth is more horrifying than most people ever realized. Dahmer's prison games. According to Scarver, Dahmer never stopped feeding his dark appetite for shocking others. Behind prison walls, the Milwaukee cannibal carried out twisted pranks on his fellow inmates. Scarver described how Dahmer would take his prison meals, mashed potatoes, meatloaf, and other soft foods, and sculpt them into shapes resembling human arms and legs. He would then drizzle ketchup across them to mimic blood. These grotesque, miniature sculptures weren't just jokes. They were chilling reminders of Dahmer's crimes, where he had dismembered, mutilated, and in some cases eaten his victims. Scarver said many inmates were terrified and disgusted by Dahmer's behavior. Yet guards reportedly turned a blind eye, even laughing along at times. To Scarver, it felt like Dahmer was mocking his victims and celebrating the evil he had committed. The breaking point. Christopher Scarver was serving a life sentence of his own for murder, and he had long struggled with schizophrenia. But in his mind, Dahmer's pranks crossed a line that could not be ignored. Scarver recalled. He would put these things on the food tray. Some people would scream. Prison officials knew about it, but they never stopped him. Scarver claimed that Dahmer's antics weren't just disturbing, they were a sign that the killer had no remorse for the horrors he inflicted on his victims and their families. On that fateful day in 1994, Scarver, Dahmer, and another inmate, Jesse Anderson, were assigned to clean a bathroom in the prison gymnasium. There were no guards directly supervising them. Scarver saw his chance. The fatal attack. Scarver grabbed a metal bar from the prison weight room. What happened next was brutal. He first turned his fury on Dahmer, bludgeoning him in the head and leaving him lifeless on the floor. He then struck Anderson, who would later die from his injuries as well. When guards arrived, Dahmer was barely breathing, his skull crushed. Minutes later, the cannibal killer was pronounced dead. Scarver later admitted he carried out the attack deliberately.